Welcome back to the Spotlight with Nine, and tonight we are shining the light on a crucial part of esport that often stay behind the scene, that is production. While all the players are taking the spotlight, it's the production team that brings the show to life. And who better to talk about this rather than someone who has already been in the heart of all of it? Our guest tonight is none other than Prashant, who is the mind behind most of the seamless and engaging esport broadcast in our community. From handling the technical side to making sure everything runs smoothly on air, he has been an essential part of making our community event happen. In this episode, we will cover the world of live production, their challenges, and even for I think he have a lot of message to share it to us as well, and even for me as well, which I am open to it. If we have been curious about what happened beyond the camera, this is your chance to learn from someone who have been in this field. So without any further ado, let's welcome Prashant to the spotlight. Hello Prashant, good evening. How are you?
Hello, Nine. It's my pleasure being here. I'm doing good. These days, the back-to-back tournaments and back-to-back productions being have to be in a rush because you have to deliver very good quality of sounds, stream, and each and every graphics and detailing. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it gets very into the handy. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you so much, Prashant, because I know you are uh am I pronouncing your name correctly first of all?
It's Prasad.
Oh, it's
A D.
Prasad. It's a D, not T. Oh, Prasad, like
No.
the one that they gave in the temple. That's what I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Prasad. Okay. Oh, okay. That's cool. So sorry for that. So
It's fine.
Prasad, welcome once again to the spotlight. And before we even dive into about the whole thing of production, uh, could you bring us some life to who you are and where you're from? Like introduce yourself and share about
Hello.
yourself.
Myself, Prasad Gaurav. I am from Odisha, India,
Mm-hmm.
and these days I've been doing graphic designing as well as VFX art, along few tourneys, along few with some secret stuff. I really don't want to share about it,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I've also got small little contracts to do in the meantime.
Mm-hmm.
And also, yeah, I am here to promote the growth of MLBB esports, of course,
Mm-hmm.
because during my childhood days, I used to play this game a lot, and now I want it to be very, I want to promote this as well as to make it bigger
Mm-hmm.
esports community which I had dreamt of about it in my childhood days.
Mm-hmm. So you're practically living your childhood dream, like whatever you did now, you are actually finally getting to engage in the scene. And with the growth of the MOBA right now, we know that a lot of advanced we want to know first how many tournament are you where you engaged with in the past. Could you refer back how was your involvement in there?
In the past I've done around 5 to 6 toners approx, and it was good, it was smooth, but sometimes ups and downs occur in your life, and it's
Mm-hmm.
fine. It's fine, but you should never be demotivated onto it. You should always push yourself. You should always do your best. You should always find a way through from all your struggles, from all your diversion, or from all your distraction. And you should keep improving and improving and improving. And that's
Mm-hmm.
the way how you're gonna overcome and how you're gonna get the success in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And also, could you name some of the tournament, like big tournaments, so that I want people to know that your hand was in there in that tournament as well.
It was in White Feathers
Mm-hmm.
first, the first tournament which they organized. It was in between where I jumped in because I saw some difficulty in their
Mm-hmm.
production team out there. So
Yeah.
I had to get in, and also there are few more tournaments like Neo Esports and another I forgot. Yeah, RRG as well. The
Mm-hmm.
some tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine, and it was a very good experience at it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, sometimes misfortunes happen, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
bad things happen. It's
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yeah. So you have been, how long have you been doing this in this field? Like you said, you're doing VFX and graphic designing. So,
Uh, it's been around 4 to 5 years. It's more than 5 years because
oh, okay.
in the meantime, like in the starting few initial days, I used to do graphic designing, poster stuffs, community
Mm,
poster,
mm,
selling poster, account edits, all those stuffs initially, but later on, I got my PC, got some error, some
mm,
my PC got corrupted,
mm,
so I had to pause all those stuffs. But later in 2024, yeah, later in 2024 on the month of August, actually, it was the end of it. I got a new setup of my laptop, my new
mm,
monitors, uh, and from thereby I began my this journey because I had quitted this field for around 1 to 1.5 years most
mm,
probably,
mm,
and I miss doing it, and yeah, now I'm enjoying it doing, and I'm really want to improve myself towards some next advanced level.
mm-hmm. So you are studying, or basically you're doing VFX and graphic designing. Alongside, you are also engaged with other tournament and more possible tournaments, right? So I think that would also be like a hint for the community that bigger tournaments are coming.
Yeah, of course. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, your
Yeah,
smile says it all. You
it's
can't
fine, it's fine.
hide that. You
Yeah,
can't hide it.
if if you know, you know.
Yeah, if you know, you
There are
know.
lot many things. There are
Mm-hmm.
lot many things coming on. Just a few glimpse of masala. I wanted to add. So you should be prepared for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I bet it's gonna be massive. And of course, this year they got many more big tournaments coming up ahead, and also who knows what might happen.
Wow, straight from the productions. If production team, if they already started working, they know it. They are the first one to know it because they have to do everything pre ahead of time. So guys, he is spilling some beans here. So take a note and be ready and gear for it. So I want to know what got you into production work? Was it something that you always wanted to do, though you said you played before, or you found your way here by a chance?
Uh, it's I want to explain myself like during my initial days when I used to play MLBB a lot. You never know. I used to play like around 20 to 21 hours back then.
Mm-hmm.
And seriously, those days were golden days for me because during my childhood, everyone's childhood days are very pretty much the precious moment they wanted to live it again.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, sometimes you wanted to relive again. And during those initial days, what I found that I see those characters, those Eudora, Alucard, I see it very curiously, and I wanted to know what is the art behind it? How do they actually do it?
Mm-hmm.
What could be the reason? How they are able to do it? But when I try to do it, I fail it miserably. You
Mm-hmm.
know, that
Mm-hmm.
motivated me a lot in doing graphics works. So starting by starting a little by little by little, I gather little and little information. I try to do stuffs. I try to make stuff so that it could feel the I could feel the vibe which the in-game thing was giving me. And slowly and slowly I started catching up on into it, because when you try something very much eagerly, and you sometime you when you get to achieve it, and the happiness behind it is just awesome, man.
Yeah, yeah, that's
So
true.
exactly that's how I went into this track, and I feel like, yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I started to liking it, and that's how I went.
So, in you said you're from Orissa, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to know, how is it like? Like, how's the MLBB scene out there? Because I heard, correct me if I'm wrong, even the government, they have like an esport program. Uh, Is that just a rumor or is it true?
um, it's kind of, yeah, it's true. Government don't have much to it, but they're planning to do it.
Okay.
Since is a very rapid growth of esports scenario in throughout the India, and you never know what might happen. And also, I wanted to also highlight that in Odisha here, and particularly I'm from Cuttack area, and here there so much majority of MLB players. But
Really?
since exactly, and when the game got banned, slightly of them got demotivated due to it. But when it uh, relaunched itself again in the previous year, and I see a majority of vast audience coming out from it who were recently, who were playing the MLB with that time. They got back again and started playing it again. You can't believe, though they had left this game for around 10, and not 10, it's 4 to 5 years, because I remember those guys were my childhood players, and when I open my game now, voila, they're there. There's online. They started playing the game, and with them, some of my very close friends who don't even know about MLB, they also are starting playing. And you see, I can feel the community grow. It's growing rapidly day by day, each and every time the new players are shining, the new players are getting in. And I feel like it's not gonna take much time to make a comeback, to the back old golden days.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I mean, I'm quite surprised when you said there's so many players from that part, because when we talk about MLBB, all the people, they go back to Northeast. They even claim them MOBA as their national,
Uh,
the state games, and it's kind of very embedded with emotion. So how is the scene at the moment in Orissa, like with the MLBB?
there's a guy near my there's a asylum, gaming asylum, where people always often go to play games, CS:GO, Valorant, everything. There's an organization called MOBA World. They frequently launch this MLBB tournament stuff, like very basic land kind of stuff. It's a very, very small in size, yet we always do it on very season to season, every year, twice or thrice a year. And it's really very motivating. Like, the game is already banned, but they still are trying, hope that the game gets unbanned again, and it might work out, and they might get a chance to represent their state, themselves in a large bunch of audience, So, like, there sometimes, the values that works, you never know the work when it gonna pay off, and I feel like it's the time where the work might pay off very soon.
Yes, so many people are working behind the scene to make it happen. So let's hope for the best that our community really spark that start, and it have put my shift toward to Orissa right now, because you're bringing up that players are there. So sometime it overpower even the other region who are playing this game, right? So I think it's time for us to really come together as one and even work together for a betterment of our community. And I want to ask you, like many people only see the final broadcast, right? But there's like a whole team working behind the scene. Can you break down what goes in making a live esport even happen?
See, technically, let me break it into three different parts. Okay. So first is goes VFX, second is ZFX, and the third is the end result in SFX, sound effects. Okay. So in GFX, the graphic design, you're gonna do very posters, the thumbnails, and each and every stuff which gonna motivate players to get in, and you're gonna highlight about the tournament, about the performance of the each player, and and another thing I wanted to highlight here, like most of the esports, the very basic and the very most important part of a esports is player itself, and I always try to highlight each and every possible player. And and one part I always wanted to highlight is sometimes I fail to achieve uh, the result, all due because the player are very hesitant in giving their picks, uh, portraits. And I also get complaints that uh, player don't want to give their portraits all because it's not a photo shoot or not a shooting competition, photo shooting competition, so they don't want to give their portraits. I feel it really funny how
Yeah.
the mindset of the people are, because see, if you watch it very carefully, how it gonna affect esports community, how it gonna affects the a player's point of view, how gonna it affect the player's side, player's life, how.
Yes.
Let me break down it into several parts. First, how it gonna affect a player's identity. The more you get upfronted by the organization, the more you get posted, the more you get well known in the community, the more is there chances of being sponsored by the top tier companies, gaming esports companies. You never know in future when you're gonna get sponsored by those companies. And the best thing only you can do, you can share your pick, you can get highlighter, you can get those face values, you can create your own fan base. And this gonna help you a lot in future. How? It gonna help you find a very sponsor thing. You might get a very pro team out there who gonna come to India. So I will always say it's always a duty of a player, a caster, a audience duty is to highlight a esports community or to build a esports community, and it's been its duty. And I feel like uh, people fail to understand their own role. And I wanted to bring this issue only on this through you, because I know most of the people do watch you, do feel the uh, essence, they feel the matter, so that they could do the work, they could do take the right steps into promoting this esports community. And and as an audience also, I would like to say you should always support your favorite streamer, your favorite player, your favorite org, whatever it might be. You shouldn't back out. Back out is the worst decision you take as a player, as a caster, or as an organization, because you never know, you might sign again. And coming back into GFX part, and players are the most important parts in your community build up in all your organization esports system. Everywhere players play a very vital role, and I always like to represent them, I always like to highlight them, because I know players should be highlighted, because the time they invest, the time they take it out from their daily lives in order to play a game, in order to build a synergy, in order to build their own team, it's very worth it, and they should be respected for this. None of the players should be hated on any basis. Okay, so players can make this happen, can build this community very fast among themselves. And after players, there comes the casters. casters also play a very vital role in any tournament in any community esports, because you never know. Because if I like a certain caster, I feel like I like to enjoy their casting. I will always go into the tournament day whenever they cast.
Mm.
And when the casters also get highlighted, it also represents the whole esports community. It doesn't
Mm.
represents only to themselves,
Mm.
and that's another thing is like uh, VFX, GFX. VFX is visual representation,
Mm.
the video thing, and
Mm.
you should showcase each and every aspect of the tournament, each how the tournament process, how the tournament goes. And another most important thing that lies within it is the streaming elements and the streaming portraits and streaming banners. This stuff
Mhm.
is like very important when you stream your games into a live scenario. Okay,
Mhm.
so during those during those time,
Mhm.
proper streaming element and proper setup is very important.
Mhm.
And what I should always recommend, if you're giving an audience a certain time, like I as an organizer, I'm allotting a certain time to my audience that I'm gonna start streaming this thing at
Mhm.
7:30 p.m.
Mhm.
So as an organization, I should always commit to the time.
Mhm.
I should never delay, never take a bet out of it, because always audience don't really like to wait more,
Mhm.
the curiosity should be maintained properly, and this where this getting the curiosity level is getting balanced somehow.
Mhm.
So if you overdo this balance, then the audience started to hate you, because
Mhm.
they know if you're not that disciplined, if you're not that particular, if you're not that organized, if you're not that determined to do this stuff, how can they be very sure that you wanna make and arrange everything systematically and uh, make this entire thing very organized and very what do you call systematically.
Mhm.
So every organization must pick their perfect time, should make those time allot very carefully before
Mhm.
choosing a particular time. And
Mhm.
they should do those in the exact time they have mentioned in their schedule or the time chat wherever they're gonna post.
Mm. Mm.
And along with it, you know proper channeling of those streaming stuff, proper channeling of feeds, this is also important, and this is a
Mhm.
role of streamer who does the thing, who does everything. In our case, there's a streamer named Swaz Bhai, and he does this pretty well. And sometimes there comes some mess happening, some, there's always up and downs in one's life in everything you do.
Mm.
And sometimes he tries to make it very top notch quality, yet he sometimes fails. You should always push your streamer. And there's also Ise Bhai out there, hats off to him. He always tries to do his best.
Mm.
And streamer does a very good job in maintaining the quality and maintaining the integrity of the organization,
Mhm.
and they're trying their best. In the starting days, when someone is trying something new, something,
Mhm.
uh, the one something who never have tried this before,
Yeah.
there'll always be a failure. You
Mhm.
should never back out. You should try it doing again and again and again till there comes
Mhm.
a time when you're gonna do it very perfectly and you're gonna do it very fine.
Mhm.
So yeah, we gonna you should always um, try to boost your production team. You should always
Mhm.
try to support your production team. You should know the
Mhm.
what are the real problems out there. Okay,
Mhm.
so that you can properly maintain the proper decorum, the proper smoothness of the proper live stream.
Mhm.
So this is how it impacts the proper production house, proper organization, proper community of a tournament of
Mhm.
a game.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is how it goes.
Okay. I think you made so many important point. I want to bring us back to where you mentioned about the GFX, about the players, like shying away from giving the picture. I think this is something very crucial. Even as I speak, I'm not in the place to speak, as you know already here with the situation. Uh, like you said, for a player to really shine in the career of esport, they really need to have a picture, like so. But we also know that in our community, we have a lot of players who are super introverted. I've even heard, like when I was having podcasts, there were some players as well who will not even talk in their own within their squad VC, even not an audio, not even audio. They will just open them, the speaker. They will listen to what the squatter is saying. So in this kind of scenario, what do you think one should do?
See, giving a plain example, you can never even dream of an esports community without its players.
Mm-hmm.
Players are the most vital, vital role of an vital part of an esports
Mm-hmm.
community.
Yeah.
And regarding the shyness you're talking about, I will always suggest try to be a little extrovert because too much introvert might take away your chance and might give it to someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Your success might get stolen by someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say you should also maintain everything side by side. Proper balance is in life is always should be maintained.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, uh, on the basis on the those who are very shy, I would suggest them try not to be very shy because sometimes it's your duty to promote this game. Sometimes uh, sometimes your involvement might make a big change.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes if you go in,
Mm-hmm.
you might persuade many others who are along your back, who might
Mm-hmm.
also go in, and simultaneously the entire
Mm-hmm.
community gonna get boosted out, and you never know what might happen in future.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing is like face is very vital. A facial value of someone is very vital in a community.
Mm-hmm.
And with those facial value, you can have many advantages to it. Many
Mm-hmm.
fans, many sponsors. I've already mentioned it out in the since just now. And
Mm-hmm.
there are many benefits to it. And as a community member, as a player, and as a person, as some person who's trying to boost my game, trying to boost my esports scenario, my esports community to some next level,
Mm-hmm.
trying to bring MPL, MCL, and all those other stuffs which is out there, which
Mm-hmm.
is outshining this MLBB thing.
Mm-hmm.
To make this possible in India, there
Mm-hmm.
only goes a single way. We should cooperate ourselves. We should together we should promote these all things together. We should promote MLBB together. MOBA together. We should promote each and every aspect of this game, so that
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing gonna lag behind. So nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always a way out, so that we can reach out, so that we can have a grip on the future, so that we can. Who knows? We may start our own MPL, own MCL.
Mm. Oh,
Who
that
knows?
sounds so nice. I think you are the third person who talk about having our own MPL. It's like
Exactly.
that's a dream of every Indian. I mean, the mobile players, and I think you're bringing something really sensitive and also very crucial. That if that happen, I think our community will go to next level totally. And even as you're speaking, I feel like you're saying that to me as well. I, I think this is really important. I know the curiosity built around about even my image is people are curious too. But yeah, hopefully I there's a lot of lesson to learn from
Yeah, yeah.
tonight,
There
Prasad.
are many nine fans out there. They are waiting for you to stop.
No,
You
no, no,
never
no.
know how many fans out there.
No, I'm not sure about my fans, but for sure the fan of the podcast. And thank you so much to all those who are watching. I think this is one of the first. You are the first one who came beside from like those who we always talk about people who we see on the screen, right? And we brought in the organizers, of course, the organizer name right there. But production is something. It's always the BDS. So I felt it was so important to bring someone from this team, and I hope that we will have more of people from the production, even from different, from different line as well. I As we are going in, I want to bring again to the major part, the challenges that you face, because most of the time it's very easy because you brought in about the audience, right? You brought about the timing, so there were so many important about the points that you mentioned. So I will go one by one if you don't mind. I will just
Sure, sure.
refer back. So going back to what you mentioned about the timing, so it's not just about the organizer commitment, right? And even for the production, even have to be with players and also the other organizer, because right now there's so many overlapping organizers, tournament after tournament. So what do you think, how can we control that?
I actually, as a proper as a solely one should as a to promote esports scenario in MOBA. I think everyone should align themselves into one, and they should prepare a proper schedule.
Mm-hmm.
When the certain tournaments on dates gonna lie, so that the tournaments don't really gonna clash with each other. So
Mm-hmm.
then there is a very systematic and smooth flow of the tournament,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very important as a as to build up a proper esports company,
Mm-hmm.
esports community. You
Mm-hmm.
should always get together. Everyone should act like a one, and like a unity you should maintain along
Mm-hmm.
yourself, because
Mm-hmm.
without unity you're gonna just get divided. You can't make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And with togetherness, with unity, you gonna always shine, because when tournament doesn't clash with each other, it creates a very high possibility, high huge spectators who gonna really enjoy some specific tournaments. When it does clash, there's something, sometimes people misses one tournaments while the other is going in the back. Even some
Mm-hmm.
players are having a very hard time in
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep up with the tournaments. Like,
Yes.
for example, recently I saw a situation where one of the team had
Mm-hmm.
two tournaments side by side in the exact same time,
Mm-hmm.
and it is very sad in mentioning they have to skip a tournament in order to climb up in the other one, because
Mm-hmm.
some tournaments are of very small prize pool, and some tournament have very large prize pool.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone should get a chance in order to uh, what outshine themselves, in order to
Yeah.
make their way out from this whole bunch of
Uh-huh.
community, in order to make their fans out there understand their value, that they're putting the works, they're putting the effort so much into it, they're ready to do anything in order to climb into the top
Mm-hmm.
tiers you know
Mm-hmm.
and there's another point to it. Like, also, tournament organizers should always reach out to each other when the teams are getting clashed. This is
Yeah.
also should be mentioned in each and every tournament. Tournament organizations should always try to maintain proper decorum. They should always try to get together. They should always try to accompany each other, and
Mm-mm-mm.
thereby only you can build a proper esports community.
Mm-mm-mm.
And I should never, I should always ask that one should never have any kind of hatred, feelings of hatred towards any organization, towards anything,
Mm,
because it's all our duty to grow this community.
yeah.
We shouldn't hate anyone out there.
Mm, mm,
And that is the only message I want to say.
mm. Yeah, I think the reason one of the clash is, of course, the growth, which is great, but also at the same time, where the players are getting too much. As for some players, it might be fine to play one match after the other, but I think it's sometimes it becomes too much. Like the audience, where
Sometimes, yeah.
yeah, it should be collective. It gets distributed, so which is still fine by many, but I think as a whole, it should be planned, pre-planned, like a yearly plan, or you know how the roadmap will look like that is like I don't know how practical that is, but would love to see all. We haven't seen the full swing of how our MLBB community is like with the audience, and because like you said, everyone has their own role. You mentioned about the players, you mentioned about the caster. Could you go us through what's the role of the audience? Like, what do you think about the audience?
See, as an audience, technically, let me refer it to myself. I, as an audience, it's my duty is to support each and every streamer. If not, I will support my favorite ones. For example, I like to watch Insane. I like to watch Apex. I like to watch few other streamers like Loopsy plays, Imagine plays. So yeah, I will support them anyhow. So it's my duty is to support those streamers who are having their initial hard times. So as an audience, I will always help them out. As an audience, I will always look over into each and every tournament which I feel like can can take a major role in the upcoming future. I will always engage to it. And as an audience, I will always try to do my best. I will always try to help our community out in the times of the need. So basically, these are the roles of as an audience, basically, so that it can help the community to build up, to grow, to to you know like to spread across each and every scenario possible to so that it can be a it can the thing can come to reality of building a proper esports scenario for Mobile Legends.
Yeah, like even for audience, as you know, they're also quote unquote, they call themselves the keyboard warriors. We have a lot of that, and I know most of the time when it comes to bringing the that live action into the screen, it is basically it's all up to the production. And when you get those kind of thing, how, like, what do you feel? Well, like, what's going on in your head? Like, of course you don't pay attention, you're like on the screen, but later on I'm sure you go check. So any thought on that?
Lastly, it's their personal opinion, but I would like to mention one thing. Like, audience shouldn't hate any team. Like, if a team is trying to outshine each and every team out there, they should always support the team. As a team, as an audience, it's my duty is to support my team, not hate any other team. I can support my team, but hating comes out in very negative way. So I feel like as a community, as a person who is trying to build up a community, as a member of a community, as a audience, it's my duty is to not hate anyone. Yet I will support my favorite players, my favorite team out there, so that it could maintain a proper decorum into the community. And yeah, sometimes keyboard warriors happen, and it's fine. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's upon a personal basis.
Yeah, everyone is entitled to their opinion, so I think that's
Exactly.
that's uh think that we have to just, let it be, let them do what they have to, and we will do what we have to, right? So what's one thing about like working in the production that people don't realize or they don't appreciate enough?
Coming to think of it, now I only one thing comes to my mind is
Mm-hmm.
showcasing the image, trying to get the image out of them is
Mm-hmm.
like where the hates come out of the most, because people really don't like to share their portraits, their images,
Mm-hmm.
because I always try to boost the community. I will always try to boost the players, and I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that is the only scenario, only piece of possible scenario where the hate always comes up first.
Yeah. I mean I have had experience myself as well where we had some international scene going on with the under 18 and they couldn't qualify just because they didn't wanted to give their picture.
Yeah, because see, as an uh, esports manager, as an esports head, for me, for
Mhm.
example, someone being the head, they will always try to focus onto the players, onto the
Mhm.
ones who are always very active, who has their fan following, who can be a top tier team in the future. And the only possible way of creating their own fan base in order to get the more players out of it is the only way of creating their own face value.
Mhm.
And sometimes organizations and esports managers, they always forced to back out those teams, because yeah, sometimes it's valid, because you see, we are talking about you. I know you are giving out the efforts, you are giving out something very evident, but you should always respect the organization. You should always respect the esports head, esports manager organization, because they are
Mhm.
also giving you opportunity to play out there, to have your proper growth, to have your proper momentum maintained in your life, to have a better future. They are
Mhm.
always trying to do something. So yeah, they have their options to, they have the option to eliminate it out, and yeah, I feel like they're also correct from their point of view,
Mhm.
and sometimes the players are also correct from their point of view.
Mhm.
I s- It's sometimes it always clash in the between, but I feel
Mhm.
like as an esports head, as an organization head, they will always try to showcase their players first, because
Mhm.
the face
Yeah.
value always matters a lot in an
Mm.
esports scenario.
Mm.
You can never imagine a MPL without a face.
Mm.
Let's be very real.
Mm. When you said that, when we say MPL, who is the first person that comes into your head?
Of course, it's everyone's very well known Kyrie.
Kyrie. Right now,
Exactly.
is it still Kyrie or is it someone else taking the wave?
It's currently it's King Kong, of course,
Mm-hmm.
Kelra,
Okay.
of course.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to think of it, the image showcases in your brain. Why?
Mm.
It's a face value which
Mm-hmm.
prompts you to think about it.
Yeah.
So that is how esports is built. So everyone should know their own role into the esports
Mm.
community.
Mm.
Everyone has their own proper role, and
Mm-hmm.
knowing them is the most important thing right now at the moment.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think as we are speaking as well, I'm thinking back of the story that just happened. Whatever you said, it's so true. Yes, they are right in their point of view as well because usually there's like an e-sport pose, right? There's a particular pose for e-sport and also there's like freestyle pose. So there were like a lot of demand that was coming in, like you a team have to do this kind of pose and stuff like that. So they got so frustrated. They're like, "Are you calling us for a photo shoot?" We are
No,
not.
like
So it was really funny.
no, see, from my point of view, what I had mentioned, the particular specification is like you should look directly into the your cam when you are trying to make a portrait out of it. And I seriously mentioned it as a portrait because I don't want to integrate a selfie into it. You
Mm-hmm.
know how ridiculous a selfie would look in a proper organization.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very funny actually.
Yeah.
So I will always try to bring up a proper portrait. It might not have proper lighting, a little medium level of lighting. Okay,
Mm.
looks directly straight into the camera.
Mm.
Second point, and the picture should at least up to your waist.
Mhm.
These are the particular three main points which I had suggested to our team in
Mm.
order to get the picks out of it. And also for those who haven't provided their picks according to the specification I had mentioned,
Mhm.
but uh, one thing should always you should keep in mind. You should always give the proper pick with the eyesight aiming towards the camera. That's the only
Mhm.
specification. Because see, sometimes when someone gives me a pic, half pic where he is facing to the camera and have proper lighting, I can build the rest of the stuff using AI. Yeah,
Mhm.
I am using AI very wildly, and it helps. It is currently helping me. Sometimes I'm building a proper the whole body out of a single head. I'm just
Mhm.
cropping out the head out of it, and I'm generating the whole body out of it. Yeah, at some point of time, yeah, it's uplifting the esports organization.
It's,
Where
it,
the people are so resistant to give their profits.
oh, I feel so attacked right now, Prasad, as you're saying, because I feel that I was one of those who's like, I said, I gave
Ex-
them. I think you know too, right? When the demand came
yeah,
in, and they're like, "No, you have to show your face." I was like, "I can't reveal my face." Then they said, "Wear a mask." Like, no, that will look so awkward. And they said, "Okay, do it till the chest, not the chest, till the waist." And I was like almost till the waist, but I couldn't retake it at the moment, right? And then I see the AI work, and I was laughing so hard, and I was like, I look like a Shaolin soccer character. And I was like telling the org, I was like, what? You guys are talented. That's great, but yeah, it's funny. Guys, if you don't want to look like a Shaolin soccer or as such, give the good picture to them. Don't end up being like me. I think these are so crucial. Yeah, that's so true.
but to be very real, you never know. Sometimes the AI is generating so absolute works,
Uh
you will
huh.
never believe that this is not true.
Uh huh. Uh
And
huh.
I know majority of the pictures out from AI,
Uh
I
huh.
believe people have already assumed it's true. But yeah, it's the way of highlighting someone. Yeah,
Mhm.
I might not be fully accurate, but the thing is that I'm highlighting a player image. I'm
Mhm.
trying to boost someone's image. I'm trying to build up a community. Yeah,
Yeah.
it took me a lot of time in building those, because those AIs are not easy. It's not easy to find some AI who can do all those things
Mhm.
in a very short amount of time. I have spent around days to weeks in order to find those AIs to build it
Mm.
more efficiently, more productively. And
Mm.
yes, I'm here out, and I'm doing my best in order to give particular quality, particular uh, the quality that organization need in order to grow themselves.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yes, it sometimes it also acts very positively in order to build up a esports company,
Mm.
esports community.
Mm. Mm. Yeah. So you have put in a lot of effort to making all the production happen. How many hours do you usually take in like working out with the tournament? Everything with from GFX to.
See, sometimes you never know when urgent work occurs. I have to stay whole night processing it.
Mm.
Recently, yesterday only, I got some urgent work, so I
Yeah.
had to stay awake whole night. And
Mm.
yeah, that's the reason why our this podcast got delayed. Actually, sorry
Mhm.
about it.
It's
But
okay. It's
yeah,
okay.
sometimes urgency may occur, and it results into few delays into the thing. But yeah, I always try my best. I as alone, I as a one member, I
Mhm.
always try to do things in time. It may take me a little more time, but I always try to give you a best quality out of it there.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's my only sole purpose in building a proper esports community because yeah, it's
Mm.
the dream of many. It has to be implemented very cautiously, uh, very sincerely in order to make
Mm.
it a bigger way out of here.
Mm. We see a lot of upcoming like with there's so many organization that uses like UI
Yeah, yeah.
UX. Yes, there are a lot of org that wants to use UI UX, and a lot of other stuff as well, which is important for the quality of the production. So I think you are the right person to ask. So for someone who wants to get into production, what are like the most important skill they should develop?
See, first thing you should develop is your proper grip on graphics as to enter into production. And thereby goes how you're gonna develop itself, how you gonna your quality. The
Mm-hmm.
quality of your graphics is has to be very uh, important. It has to be very neat, very clean, in order
Mm-hmm.
to make a proper impact in everyone's mind.
Mm.
And along with it, if you're good with VFX, visual artist, if you're a visual artist, if you're a sound artist, so it's always open for many of the people who can get them into the production. It's always open for streamers as well. It's always proper of a certain type of coders, and also there also plays a very huge role in along the side as 3D artists. 3D
Mm-hmm.
artists sometimes, there is a certain video uh, before the starting of the game. If you
Mm-hmm.
go to the most of the MPL or MCL before the starting of the game, they usually play it through API. But
Mm-hmm.
we do the same thing from very different way.
What's the difference for you for someone who is just okay at production or someone who's really good at it, especially organization who don't have much fund?
See, currently
Mm-hmm.
talking about current issues, talking about the current scenario, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there are many tournaments going on back and there. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be very easy if you have very common sense of graphics, very little knowledge of graphics. Yes, you can enter. You can enter it through small tournaments, and later on you can try to improve yourself regularly, improve, and improve. And in the end, you might get known very well into the community because of your artworks. If you improve very dedicatedly, very sincerely, yes, you will be known throughout the community. And yeah, who knows, you might get a very uh, great opportunities out there for to showcase your talent. And yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thereby you can achieve all those targets you could get. So yeah, it's always your duty to improvise with time, improvise with the number of tournaments you are doing. It's your duty to always maintain a proper quality into the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever like come across like you messed up a live broadcast or something as such, and how did you control that, and how was were you calm or how?
See, till now, uh, I really haven't messed up any. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, sometimes it happens. But the only thing you can do is not panic and back it out when it's required. Because yeah, it's being live broadcasted. Okay, so you should be very aware of it. So that you shouldn't be interrupting those live stream, those audience who are very eager to watch the game out, and you shouldn't really inter what do you call, you shouldn't really be, sorry, I forgot the word actually.
Interrupted.
uh, Interrupt, you shouldn't be really interrupting those audience. So yeah, it's if you're into a production team, it's always your duty to be very alert into it,
Mm-hmm.
so that you never messes the things up.
Mm-hmm. And I've also seen some of the like the cameraman, right? They really focus on the hero with different angle, especially with the with what do you call it, with the features that come along with the tournament lobby, right? So do you think that plays a real good advantage for you?
Yeah, yeah, that plays a very important role into a streamer setup, because yeah, what audience gonna watch is proper team fights,
Mm-hmm.
and proper team fights can only be located through a particular camera angle by the streamer. So
Mm-hmm.
it's always a streamer duty to maintain this decorum, to maintain the camera moment along with the fights which is being initiated during the team fight, during that particular match. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's very important from an audience point of view, from an organization point of view, to the entire point of view. It's the must thing that a streamer should always get its hands on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, guys, don't be like me where the team fight is going on and my camera is, on the bot lane,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
what trying to see some
yeah.
initiation. So don't be like Nine, okay? Be like Prasad, who know the angle. So take note, guys. So for those who
See,
want,
I'm not
uh-huh.
the
Yes,
See,
yes, yes,
I'm not the
sorry.
one who really knows this about much, because I'm a graphic designer, VFX artist,
Uh-huh.
and yeah, you can always there's always some other people, streamers who are out there who are really getting their hands into it, who are really trying
Mm-hmm.
their best.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Suaz Bhai, Sabai there, and
Mm-hmm.
also some few streamers out there. As far as I know, Kurama Bhai also is there. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
shout out to them. They're trying their best to maintain a proper decorum, proper uh, camera angle, proper moment into it. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Yes,
you guys are pretty good. God gifted.
mm, yeah, I really want to thank you for bringing them up because those people really do deserve the highlight as well because they are the one who is,
Exactly.
giving us all the angle. Hopefully, we will see them in the next episode. Yay! Yeah, we will. They do deserve to come along. They need people need to know our community to know that people are working so hard to bring the action for us to see comfortably from our comfort zone while you guys are working really hard rather than being the keyboard warrior. I think there's a lot of more that our community can contribute towards the people who are working hard. So you mentioned about streamers, right? And many people want to become streamer, but only a few of them they succeed. So what mistake do you think that they make as a new streamer?
See, streaming has got very different elements into it. First of all, you need to have a very strong internet connection.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, you need a very strong processor, laptop or PC. Most importantly, I will suggest go for PC, because
Mm-hmm.
PC got very smooth and running, and it won't get heat up that easily as laptop. But yeah, laptop it's you can get, of
Mm-hmm.
course, but it shouldn't be below i7. And yeah, it must be i7 at least in order to run a smooth streaming.
Mm-hmm.
And there should no proper camera angle, there should no proper setup where
Mm-hmm.
they should stream, there should no proper feed channeling techniques, and there are many different angles. For example, some of the streaming parts, some of the overlays can be done by one, but yet can't be done by other due to the knowledge issues. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there always a very specific department to it. You wanna need very much more knowledge than
Mm-hmm.
to be very good out there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah, yes, being streamer is not that easy task, but yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
will take you a more time in order to do those stuffs and in order
Mm-hmm.
to be very good at it.
I'm really sorry that I'm asking so many questions, like rather than having a conversation. But because you were the first, I think, of course, I have work. I've done streaming myself, and I'm really curious about all these because I do editing too. With what wherever I need to put my hand in, I try to work as much as I could. So I was so curious and so excited to have you today tonight as well. So I have just few more, and now we will going to wrap it up. But I really want to know, for someone who want to start, where should they start?
Start on the basis of as a streamer or graphic designer or
Yes, as a whole, like who wants to get into this field, like especially those who are like making all these poster and yeah.
yeah. So yeah, like you have to be very fluent in your graphic works. You have to be very neat and very clean. Yet I see many people, many people out there who are succeeding, who are improving their day by day, and I feel like many of the people have very high chance of getting into those fields. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, with a little knowledge of graphics, a little knowledge of VFX would always enable you to get onto this line. So yeah, you are always welcome, and yeah, you will be having a very easy time. And I sincerely hope that uh, none should hate any. You should always support everyone because see, everyone has got their own uh, story. Okay, so you should never hate any. You should always support, and I always support all my co-workers, all my partners, all my friends who are into the graphic setting. But yeah, it will take you a lot time. But yeah, certain time at one time you will be very fluent to it, you will be very good to it, and yeah, you're gonna succeed one day, and that's for sure, and your work's gonna pay off very soon.
Yes, thank you so much for that input. And lastly, but not the least, as you know, MOBA is growing, rapidly growing. Where do you see this community going towards in few years?
I feel like there's a lot many changes gonna come soon, and yeah, who knows what might happen. There are so many big programs which are gonna get back to back coming over and over again, and who knows what might happen.
Oh, come on, it's you're just like you want to give us something, but then you're also not giving us. But anyway, I think there's a sweetness and spiciness to the little message out there from you. And thank you once again so much, Prasad, for accepting this
My
invitation of coming to the podcast. Any last message to the community before I wrap up this episode?
one message I forgot to really mention about it, like it's a message to my dear casters. Please mm, try to share your webcam here. You know, you are also one into the list. Okay, so it's my request. Okay, one day, one day, who knows? Everything gonna go very well, and everyone gonna rise, gonna shine into the esports community. And yeah, casters are doing pretty very good job, and many often I also see you on those desks as well. And yeah, I also do expect the same from you. And don't think that you are the one who could be expected out from it. Oh, yeah, you are also the one who I gonna expect more. Okay, because you know more out of it. Okay.
Uh,
Uh, so,
yeah. Guys, if you know one day if I happen to open my cam, it will be because of Prasad, who is here vouching all his criteria of looking into the camera and everything.
yeah, yeah, that day gonna come very soon. Who knows? It's gonna be tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah, who
Just a
knows?
hint.
Who knows? Yeah, everything is suspense. I think this is such a suspenseful episode. It's ending with suspense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Guys, go cheer up so that Nine gonna open our webcam and you gonna enjoy. Chalo, let's
Uh,
go. Support her.
okay,
Chalo.
okay. I think that was a very I mean, I wasn't expecting that it will come back to me. You put me on a very hard spot there. So, anyway, it's been a pleasure of mine to have you, and I hope that I would see you more in. I know you have a lot of contract. I hope this that will not be the end, but it will grow more from there, and eventually, you can go full swing on even having as your own career. Have like you have something to earn for yourself as well. So once again, thank you so much for coming in and giving your insight. It was very, I think, insightful. Something, a lot of things that you mentioned was very important that I need to learn myself too. So yeah, it was special for me as well, and thank you for taking out your time for this podcast as well. And I think that with
Yeah,
that, yeah, that would be the wrap up for the night, guys. And all those who are watching right now, I will put his social. I'm sure he has his
go,
social. Yeah,
go, cheer Nine up again, guys. Go have a good time.
yeah,
Chalo, it's
yeah.
my pleasure being here.
Yeah. So make sure that you follow him on the in the description. I will put his social, and even if you want to ever play with him, I'm sure he will give his ID as well. So yeah, if you want to connect with him, you can connect with him as well. And with that, we will be wrapping up the night. And also those who are watching this for the giveaway. Thank you for staying tuned, and make sure you collect those points